7 days ago, one of our guitar students could barely move his pinky, but today it's 10 times stronger. Most beginners completely ignore their pinky, just like I did when I first started, but once I started using it, it unlocked a ton of cool chords and soloing ideas that I couldn't play before. So if you've got a weak pinky and you want a simple way to fix it, I'm gonna show you the exact exercise this student practiced just a few minutes each day to make his pinky 10 times stronger in just 1 week. But first, let me explain why we do it like this, because if you get this concept, you can apply it to other things you learn and unlock even faster results in every part of your playing. So let's say you're learning something new and you keep messing up on this same part over and over. The way that most people practice is they go back to the beginning and they try the whole thing again and again, but that's actually the slowest way to learn. Instead, target just that one little part and play that one little problem area by itself over and over until you can't play it wrong. And then once you can play it perfect over and over by itself, then go back to the beginning and try it all in context. So that's exactly what we're gonna do today. We're gonna target a problem area, which for most people is these two fingers, especially the pinky. This exercise came from one of our teachers here at the physical location, Steven. He had a student that could barely move his pinky, but after doing this for just 1 week, it was 10 times stronger. All right, now let me walk you through it step by step, and I'll point out some common mistakes to avoid along the way. I'm sure most of you know the spider exercise, going up 1, 2, 3, 4 on each string, but we're gonna take that and target only these two fingers. So 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4. Now, if that's too much of a stretch, it's totally fine to do it higher up on the neck. You can start up on the 7th fret and do 7, 8, 7, 8, or 9, 10, 9, 10. It doesn't really matter where you do this, but we're gonna do it on frets 3 and 4. And with your picking hand, if you're brand new, just do downstrokes the whole time. And if you're a little further along, you can alternate down, up, down, up, down, up.
Dude, would you shut up and play the exercise already? My gosh, you talk a lot.
Yes. Place your third finger on the low E string, 3rd fret, and make sure you're using the very tip of your finger and not this part of your finger. Once that note comes out clear, then place your 4th finger on the 4th fret, same string. Then we're gonna go to the next string, the A string, and do the same thing. 3rd fret, 4th fret. Make sure your thumb isn't too high or this is gonna be really difficult. You also wanna make sure that your thumb stays planted down in the same spot this entire exercise. Then we're gonna go to the D string, 3rd fret, 4th fret, and if you're getting a buzz, you might just need to give it a little more pressure. And also make sure that your finger isn't right on the fret. It should be just to the left of the fret. Then we're gonna go to the G string, 3, 4, and then the B string, 3, 4, and then finally the high E string, 3, 4. Now we're gonna reverse it and go back down, and then I'll play the whole thing up and down, and I've got some homework for you at the end.
I'm not gonna lie, dude, this exercise is boring as crap.
So I will agree this is a boring thing to practice, and it doesn't sound very musical, but you've got to think of it like your fingers going to the gym. You got to work those bad boys out and build up your strength and independence, and that's gonna make everything else you do easier. All right, now let's go back down and reverse. Start on the 4th fret with your pinky on the high E string, and then the 3rd finger on the 3rd fret, same string, and now you go down to the next string, the B string, 4, 3. Make sure you keep your fingers close to the strings and don't let them come really high after you've played the note. Okay, now we're gonna go down to the 3rd string, 1, 2, 3, the G string, 4, 3, and then the D string, 4, 3. You also wanna make sure that the notes stay long and connected like this, and not short like. Then we'll go down to the A string, 4, 3, and then finally the low E string, 4, 3. Now we're gonna put that together and go up and down, and then I'll give you some homework for this week. By the way, when we get to the high E string, 4th fret, that highest note, you're only gonna play that note 1 time before you go back down the exercise. So in context, it'll sound like this. right, I'm gonna play through the whole thing so you can hear it all together, but feel free to go as slow as you need to when you're practicing this on your own. And then once you can play it solid at a slow tempo, slowly start to build the speed up. Okay, here we go. Now, this is just scratching the surface. There's a lot more you can do to strengthen that pinky, but this is a great place to start. Now, for your homework this week, I want you to record yourself playing this today and then use it as a warm-up in your practice. Play it a few minutes each day, and then after a week, record yourself again so you can see the progress you've made. Subscribe to the channel if you want more beginner-friendly guitar tutorials, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.